I worked as a photographer for a while, mostly shooting weddings and engagements. About a year ago, I bought a used digital camera from a photographer colleague who was selling his equipment to move abroad. The camera was in excellent condition, with no visible damage. I once filmed an engagement party in one of the establishments, and, as usual, took hundreds of photos. At the end of the evening, while looking at the pictures on the camera screen before heading home, I noticed something strange. There was an extra one among the photos of the couple and the guests. A photo that I was 100% sure I hadn't taken. It was a picture of an empty chair in the corner of the room. A simple chair with no one sitting on it, on a dark background. It wasn't the chair itself that was strange, but the quality of the photo. It was very blurry, as if the person who took it had trembling hands, and the lighting was dim and different from the lighting in all the other photos. I thought my finger must have slipped and I accidentally pressed the shutter button. I deleted the photo and didn't pay attention to it. The incident was repeated at another event. It's the same story. Among the photos from the wedding and dancing people, I found another photo of the same empty chair, taken with the same shaking hand and in the same dim lighting. That's when I got worried. How could it happen that the same chair ended up in two different places? I began to pay closer attention to him. Every time I went to shoot in a new location, before starting work, I looked around the room in search of this chair. I never found it. But at the end of the day, I always found his picture in my camera. Just one photo, shaking, with the same empty chair. It got to the point that before shooting, I formatted the memory card right in front of the client, just to be absolutely sure that there was nothing on it. And yet, at the end of the day, I found it. A photo with the number 257, or 413, or some other average number, which had this damn chair on it. I decided to call the photographer I bought the camera from. I asked him if he had ever noticed anything strange about her. The man's voice on the phone changed, and he hesitantly said, "Yeah. That's why I sold it." I asked him, "Why? What's the story with this photo?" The man told me this in a low voice, as if he was afraid that someone would hear him. "The last event I captured on this camera, before I sold it to you, was a funeral. My friend's funeral. On this chair. The mother of the deceased sat and cried in this chair all the time of the service. I didn't take her picture out of respect, but it looks like the camera did it on its own." I hung up the phone feeling like my whole body was numb. There was no empty chair in the photo. There was someone's place in the photo. I was at home last night, and the camera was on the table in front of me. Suddenly, even though I wasn't touching it, I heard the sound of the lens focusing and then the click of the shutter taking the picture. My heart almost stopped. I grabbed the camera with a trembling hand and pressed the view button. There is only one new photo. It was my picture. In the photo, I'm sitting at a table and staring at the camera in horror. The picture turned out to be very shaky, as if whoever took it was standing right behind my back. And he was sitting in an armchair. The question that has been keeping me awake since last night is this. If I'm in the photo, then who was holding the camera?